Hello and welcome to another episode of the Veterans Corner. My name is Chuck Woodin. I'll be your host, joined by my co-host, Katrina Kat Zigwolf.
Evening.
My voice, if you just heard that, we went through this a little while ago. I'm getting over a cold, so you're going to see my voice or hear my voice do things I've never heard it do before. So this is part comedy show tonight. With that being said, we have with us tonight Jennifer Smith.
Hi.
Jen,
Thanks for having me, Chuck.
It's an honor to see you again, and it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Jennifer is the founder, right?
Yes.
Founder of Operation Hold Your Horses. And if you notice, I had put horse and I just added the S. I caught myself on that one.
Gotcha.
We do have fun here, so. With that being said, this is probably, we were talking about this earlier, this is probably the third equine show that we've had in all the years we've been doing this.
Yeah.
And this is the first time for you, and hopefully not the last, to be here, to get your word out, to tell the viewers what you do, and help us promote you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Military service. Mm-hmm. Can you tell the viewers what branch and when you served? If you want to, you can tell them where.
Okay, so I served for 27 years in the Connecticut Army National Guard. I just retired in 2020. I did most of my time in between Newington, Middletown, and New Britain, and retired out of Middletown. And spent some time overseas as well. I was a logistician for most of that time. I started out as a combat medic and then decided that I wanted to be full-time, and the full-time opportunity happened to be in the logistics field. So,
well, we have our guests here all the time, and we can't thank, the viewers can't thank you enough for your service.
Thank you.
So on behalf of the viewers and us here at the Veterans Corner, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And if I understood it correctly, logistics is making sure everybody got the things that they need to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So.
I kind of feel like I still do that today.
Yeah.
Except for it's not with people, it's with horses.
There you go. Yeah. Now you're out of the northwest corner of the state up there. And can you tell us the origin story? How did you come up with Operation Hold Your Horses? What inspired you?
After COVID, I had been working with a big toy company after I retired, and that was right at the very beginning of COVID. So when COVID happened, we had already had a couple horses in our family. So I had seen there was a need for it in the horse community. So I wanted to be part of a bigger part of the horse community and helping others do what they loved and shared what we love with the horses. And the best way I sought that was through providing a nonprofit that could maybe hopefully provide a little helping hand to those who needed it. Even if it was just trying to get through a rough season, or if they needed to rehome a horse because they couldn't care for it anymore. So there was a lot of that after COVID, because during COVID, everybody decided that, oh, it's a great sport. We're going to go out and buy a horse and do all the things out and be outside so that we don't have to worry about COVID so much. And then following COVID, back to work, the economy was failing. Prices skyrocketed. So now we're left with horses that maybe couldn't be provided for the way they were being provided for prior to that.
Sure. Yeah, that's true, because you think about it, all of the dog pounds and cat, they emptied out.
Right.
And people are like, I'm home, I've got time, let's do this.
Yeah.
I didn't think about, horses.
Horses
all
as
kinds
well.
of time.
Yeah.
Wow. And then What inspired you to combine those two together for veterans?
So being a veteran myself, I know the struggles that veterans go through when they leave the military. So I wanted that to be part of our mission. Mm-hmm. It was near and dear to my heart, and I wanted that to be intertangled into the equine piece of the mission, and put both of them together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up on horses, and with the guests we've had, you really connect with this animal, and you have to just calm yourself, calm your nerves, and then you have a good experience.
Yeah.
If not, the horse will let you know that you're not calm. You think you're calm because you're holding it all together, but the horse knows you're kind of a busted can of biscuits. And
The first time.
Yeah, exactly.
The first time I stood next to a horse, it was after we had guests. I forgot the name of the organization. They're out of the Middlesex Hospital, down by Randolph Road. Mm-hmm. Does that ring a bell? There's a big barn.
Is that Mains in Motion?
Yes.
Mains in Motion?
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah, great organization.
I can't remember her name, but I went down to visit afterwards, and she said, "Let me get a picture of you next to the horse." And she handed me the rope. Was it Rain?
The lead, yeah.
The lead line?
The lead. And I was standing there like, and she started laughing. I'm like, if you're not used to standing next to a 1,200-pound,
right,
animal, and you're looking,
they can be intimidating.
Yeah, it's, and I was just like, people caught on to that in the picture.
Yeah.
And then I know somebody over in Terryville, and I was up there a number of times, and it took a while, but afterwards it was head pumping, and it was just fun to be around the horses.
Yeah.
Now, how does being a woman-owned business influence how you rescue and care for the horses?
So I believe being a woman-owned business, we put predominantly most of our volunteers are women too, so that makes it great. We do have a few men that help us out from here to there, but not that we can't do things ourselves too, because we always do. But we put the care and the love into it, I believe. Mm-hmm. So being women-owned, we have that motherly sense to to nurture the program along and develop it that way.
Well, and the nice thing, in the Northeast, you see much more female horse handlers than male. Where you go out cowboy country, it's the other way around. And women tend to be more working with the animal instead of trying to dominate this 1,200-pound beast. Yeah. They're like, hey, let's talk, instead of you shall. Now you've got an open farm day coming up on October 20th, 2024 for our viewers out there.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little about what to expect?
So our open farm day, we want to invite the community in. We have a couple of vendors and a food truck, Muffy's Tack. So the horse community is welcome to come to and check out the tack truck from Muffy's. She's pretty well known and always has lots of horse equipment with her to sell. We have animal control that's going to be there as well. We work pretty closely with animal control in our area. Sure. And so she'll be there also collecting some donations, food donations for cats and dogs, blankets, and we'll also be collecting donations too, because that's what helps us run. So Tractor Supply cards, feed, gift cards, that type of thing, or money. We take donations, monetary donations as well. And we'll have a couple other vendors either providing 10% of their earnings back to the back to the rescue. So everything's kind of geared towards helping the rescue out, and a little fundraiser for us, as well as showing everybody what our mission is all about, introducing them to the horses, doing some pony rides and mini lessons throughout the day. So it'll
people get to ride and not just look at them and pet them. But
so if they're interested in having a mini lesson, they can come that day.
And folks who are hoping to be around the horses wear open-toed shoes. So no sandals, no
And long
open-toed
pants.
shoes. Yeah, long pants. Definitely.
Yeah.
And now, what role do the horses play in the individuals who visit your rescue? I mean, how do you bring the communities together? Any good success stories?
So since we're pretty, our mission statement is pretty multifaceted right now. Bringing between rescuing horses, rehabilitating the horses sometimes when they need it, or rehoming them and finding them new homes, and adding in the therapeutic piece as well now through another organization called Soul for Friends. They're also nonprofit, and that brings in the more tailored therapy piece in, which I'm not a qualified therapist, so I wouldn't do that type of therapy. But even though horses in general are therapeutic, that brings in the actual therapy with Soul for Friends.
A friend of mine, Dave Bradham, does the horse therapy things, and there's certain qualifications people need to have in order to do those jobs.
Yeah.
And a big chunk of it is knowing how to talk to the people, not just how to handle the animals. So
Right.
it comes in, it's very empathetic in general.
So, I'm sorry, what was the question? I lost my train of thought.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens to me all the time. You got to make a joke out of it, and you just...
So Chuck, number 5, over to you.
Number 5. How can the community get involved with Operation Hold Your Horses? Whether through volunteering, donations, attending events like the Open Farm Day?
Yeah, so they can come and check us out on our Open Farm Day. I'm also having another event too for more geared towards veterans on Veterans Day, November 11th. And we'll also have Soul for Friends there to introduce them to the veterans. But we do have a Facebook page, so they can, anyone can get on Facebook, and all of our information is on there.
What's the exact name on the Facebook page?
Operation Hold Your Horses.
Operation : Hold Your Horses.
Hold Your Horses.
Got it.
And that, I'm sure, is going to
We'll
be
put that on
flashed
the bottom of the screen,
on the
yeah.
screen, on the TV.
Yeah.
So.
Any good success stories to share?
Yes, actually, we have a little Arabian pony that one of our volunteers, Grace, has been working with for the last 10 months. And she came to us from another rescuer. And her rescuer, when she originally rescued her, didn't realize she was ill at the time, terminally ill, actually. And so 6 months later...
The rescuer,
the
not
owner,
the horse.
yeah, she passed away sadly, and we were asked to take the pony in and help her along and eventually find her a home. So she's been with us the last 10 months, and Grace has been working with her, and she's becoming such the model citizen pony now. So Grace is doing a great job with her.
I worked at an Arab farm, and they can be very high strung, or they can be wonderfully sedate. The Polish Arabians tended to be more sedate. The
Definitely
Egyptian
can
ones
be
were
a difficult breed.
Very beautiful and
very flashy.
hang on to your butt.
She's adorable. She's adorable. Her name is Mary, and she's definitely going to be a great success story when everything's final and we can get her a new home.
That's great. Yeah. So folks out there, hey, if you know of an empty stall somewhere.
We'd like to get her another, like
find us.
Arabian savvy person to take her.
Yeah, not for everyone.
Yeah.
How many horses do you have now?
We have 6 in the rescue. On the farm, we have a total of 13, which is a mix of my own personal horses, our rescue horses, and some boarders' horses. Yeah.
Now, as a relatively new rescue, just starting last year, as you said, what are some of the challenges you face, and how did you get over the hump on those?
So I think it's always a challenge for us. The biggest challenge for us is raising money and providing the care that the horses need. Our lesson program is pretty much what runs the whole bag. It carries the rescue, and between that and raising money, wherever we can possibly raise money at.
So you're saying lessons, so if people want to learn to ride, am I understanding that right?
Yeah, so JLS Mission Equine is the parents' business that
Hold Your Horses is under
Yeah,
the
Hold Your
auspices.
Horses is under, and it runs the rescue.
So folks who want to, their kid makes great Christmas present, get a gift certificate.
Yeah. So that's pretty much that.
Nice.
What do you see as the future vision for Operation Hold Your Horses?
Well, I don't see us getting too terribly big, but
Yeah.
growing the therapy program, having more therapy on the farm. Right now it's very small. Expanding that. Maybe eventually in a few years down the road, buying our own home where we don't have to rent anymore and have such a huge overhead, because that's a big overhead for a rescue.
Yeah.
So owning our own piece of property for the farm would be ideal. And just developing our veteran program with the therapy even more.
And what area you're looking in the same general northwest corner for?
I would like to stay in that corner of the
And
state.
how many acres do you think?
Well, right now we're on a beautiful 26 plus acres right next to the Roarback State Forest.
Oh, so you have
It's
unlimited.
gorgeous and serene. I definitely welcome anybody to come out and visit us out there, because it is just so beautiful,
Roarback
and
has
it's
some nice riding trails.
Yeah.
and walking trails. So you can go out there and hike. You can come out and visit the horses. If you're a good enough rider, I can take you out on a trail.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, helmets, everyone. Safety gear, boots, and
We
Yeah.
have plenty of helmets.
I got on a horse once. It's a friend of mine, and
the horse? No.
she's very short. So when I got up on the horse, I mean, I forgot the technical terms of
Stirrups.
the stirrups and all that. I mean, my knees.
She knows a lot about riding.
Yeah. I should probably keep my mouth shut in front of the cameras, because I just it shows my ignorance.
So your knees are up in your neck.
Pretty much, and the stirrups were so small, the toes of my shoes couldn't get into me.
Oh, yeah.
So we just sat there, and I said, okay, I'm done. Get me off this thing. If you're afraid of heights, being up on a horse for the first time, it's
And we have some tall ones.
yeah.
I have some short ones too. We have a couple of minis.
Yeah, speaking of that, what kinds of horses do you have there? What's
We
the
have a
rehab
variety. We
process?
have a good variety, actually.
And what's your rehab process?
So it depends on the horse. Every horse is different.
Sure. Even when they're all don't need rescuing, that's true.
Yeah, some need more medical attention than others, and some just need therapy of their own, where we just need to work with them and give them their space, and take our time with handling them. And that's kind of where Mary needed it the most, is because it took her a long time to trust us.
Sure.
So working with her slowly has been the key for her success, for sure.
And for folks who don't realize it out there, for as big as they are, horses are a prey animal. So they're always wary. They're looking for that mountain lion. So if they haven't grown up with love and a secure environment, they are very watchful to the point of distraction. So getting them to trust you is a 90% of the partnership right there.
I mean, it's easy to spook them, as I found out.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh, anything.
Yeah.
up in Terryville, after a while, I used to love just going up there.
Yeah.
I mean, you find peace in, just in cleaning a stall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun.
It's rhythmic. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time up there. Got to know the horses, and once they get to trust you, they come right up to you
Yeah.
and play around. And I
Yeah,
mean,
so
it's-
if anybody who visits, no sudden movements, because 10 years of loving care will not overcome 10,000 years of evolution. So sudden noises,
they spook easy,
Yeah.
absolutely.
and the
Well,
last thing you
I
want
do
is,
have a couple of kids. I've had lots of kids come through, and
Yeah.
when the kid groups come in, we do like a little safety briefing prior to them coming into the barn,
That's a good
so
idea.
they understand.
No running under the horse.
No screaming and yelling, walking feet only.
yelling and-
Kitty cat steps.
Yes.
Say, use your voice. And for folks who ride on rails, trails, and things, if you see a horse, speak. Say, on your left, on your right, or good morning. Horses may not know what a bicycle is, but they know the sound of a human voice, and they're like, okay, it's not going to attack me. It's not going to eat me. I don't have to worry.
You mentioned that cat. What I've seen in the past out in the rural areas, where there's a group of people going down a road with their horses.
Yes.
I always bring it down to a crawl going
Yeah.
by 'em.
Yeah.
But
slow down.
you'll see other vehicles that just
Give
fly
them
on by.
room.
Yeah. We have some horses that do very, very well walking down the road, and others that we probably can't take down the road for a while anyways.
Yeah, no, I always bring it down to a crawl. You know,
We appreciate that, trust me, especially when we're going out to the trail.
Yeah.
We appreciate the people who drive by slowly.
My dad and I were riding on the rails trail, and a guy came flying by on a bicycle, and the horses cannot see directly behind him, so the horse had no idea this guy was coming. He was silent, and the horse swung around. As soon as he saw him, he swung his kicking side out there, and I'm like, oh, dude, say something. Say hi.
Just never know.
Now, so the connection between veterans and horses, how does that help with the healing process? And we touched on it, but if you can tell us a little more on that.
So veterans and horses in the healing process, so the horses will feed off of our humans, and they feel what we feel. They can feel your heartbeat from 4 feet away.
Yes.
So when you have anxiety or you need to try to center yourself, and it makes you more cognizant of your surroundings when you're next to a 1,200-pound animal, because you don't want that 1,200-pound animal to get too excited. Yeah. So you now have to think about things a little bit more than when you're not near a 1,200-pound animal.
Leave your stress at home.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
So it kind of forces you in a way, not always, but makes you have to like center yourself and just take a deep breath. And when you take a deep breath and relax, the horse takes a deep breath and relaxes.
They have a big energy field.
Yeah.
And whether you believe in it or not, it's there. And they pick up on your vibe. So if you
they reduce your heart rate and everything.
That's
So
amazing,
it makes your blood pressure drop, everything. It's just a calming, relaxing place to be is with a horse.
there was a time where was it Terry Allen? Terry Allen. That was the name of the barn. Is the name?
That's
of the
in
barn.
Terryville, yeah.
Yep, over on Allen Street.
Yep.
And
Great place.
I had inside the rink arena.
The arena, ring, yeah.
I was standing over in the corner, and even though her horse knew me, it was the fact that I was there. It was spooking him. So I mean, I had to come out of there and go, in the center area where he can really see me.
Yeah, yeah. If they're not sure what you're up to.
He knew me. So I mean, it was an experience that I once again 1,200 pounds.
Yeah.
How could they be a prey animal?
Yeah.
Right.
How can they be scared of me?
But they're defensive. I mean, they can kick the hell out of you.
Yeah.
But
their first line of defense is to skedaddle. Their second line of defense, if they can't skedaddle, is kick.
Right.
And then biting,
Exactly.
things like that. So generally, most horses don't bite. So unless they've been mistreated and have some anger and issues. So, but
Do you do much riding too?
I grew up on horses.
Oh,
so I
good.
was on
Well, you should come out and visit us then.
Absolutely. I will
Yeah.
definitely take you up on
Definitely come out and see us.
that. Love to get back on a horse.
Like I said,
I kept the boots.
We're right next to Rohrbach, and it's just beautiful where we are.
Nice. I'll have to get
You'll
How
know
far
you'll know
down-
when I get that when
how
you get
far
there.
down south are you past Bull?
We're right past Bull.
Just past Bull.
Just past Bull.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're coming from Terryville the other way, it's right before Bull.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And just a recap for the folks, what kind of donations you're looking for on these farm days? Well, and every day.
Tractor supply cards, halters, blankets, lead lines.
Just a Visa credit card.
Yeah, the Visa credit cards, money, that type of thing is always helpful for
Equipment.
us.
Are you looking for any, or are you selective on that?
We're pretty selective on that. I mean, when we need it, we'll go and purchase it. Buckets, heated water buckets for the winter time. That's always a necessity.
You're always looking for good homes for the animals.
Always looking for good homes for the animals. Yeah.
So, all right. Any blankets or not so much? Just the money to buy so they get the right size.
Yeah, so we can get the right sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Horses are not one size fits all.
Thank you.
You think you're doing something nice, and somebody gave us a saddle, and we're
We
like,
have
yeah, it doesn't fit.
we have a variety of size though too. We've got little minis up to 16 3-horse tall horses.
So money is the right size.
Yeah, money is always the right size for
But
us.
show up
That's-
and showing the love and all these things also helps with the morale and the horses.
And we
understand.
appreciate any little bit.
I
It all
agree.
counts.
That's it. It's a wrap. It goes by fast.
It does go by fast.
I mean, I'm sure we can continue to talk and love to have you back.
Absolutely.
it's
Thank you for
it was
having
great-
me again.
Great to have you here.
Yeah.
This will be on YouTube soon. Put it on your page.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Advertise. With that being said, I want to thank the viewers for watching. Till the next time on a Veterans Corner. Good night.
Sometimes life just happens. Don't worry. Farmington Motorsports will get you back on the road and at a fair price. From towing to tires, emissions to transmissions.
Our ASC certified techs do it all.
Farmington Motorsports is a family-run business. We're a Napa Auto Center and AAA approved. We work on all makes and models from preventative maintenance to major repairs.
And every repair is backed by our 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty.
When life happens to you, don't worry. Farmington Motorsports.